We're going to talk about the top 4 things that Eureka PD wants you to think about while you're enjoying Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue this year. Let's get to it. Where's she at? She disappeared? It is going to be a really cool opportunity, though, guys, because they reached out and they wanted to do this, talking about safety, and then just thinking about us during Bikes Blues Barbecue, make it easier on us and the officers, and make sure that everybody's coherent on having a good time here during Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Those top 4 things, we've got the corners, we've got the noise, we've got the critters, and then, of course, what we love to do is shutting down the bars, drinking, and being responsible.
That's right, guys. All right, let's get to it.
I'm Chief Brian Young. I am the police chief here at Eureka Springs. Sitting next to me is Assistant Chief Brian Jones. So one
Brians.
easy thing, there's 2 Brians. You remember Brian? You got it made
The
here.
Brians, we're good to go there.
We're talking about Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. There's several topics that we want to go over. Whether it be safety, whether it be a big thing with Eureka Springs, the sound ordinance, or just noise ordinances, and have a good time at Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue.
You do have a couple corners that sneak up on you when we leave out. Any direction we go from there, actually, because I was thinking about this the other day. One corner you were talking about, you guys, y'all call the Razorback corner. So that's when you're leaving here from Eureka and you're heading toward Rogers. So you got the Razorback lookout.
Yeah, the gift shop right
and
there
your
at the
gift
left.
shop. And when you go into that corner, it really does sneak up on you. There is no doubt. It's done it to me, and I'm born and raised here.
So the main thing is what we've seen, and is people, just like you talked about, they come through the curve, they have a little straightaway, they come down through there, and then all of a sudden, here's this corner. 62 going that way, yeah, I mean, it's a good highway. There's 90-degree curves in that highway. Your left side, you have a bluff. Over there, if you have a guardrail, it's a drop-off or trees. And we want to keep everyone safe. We want them to have a good time. We want them to go home safe because, I mean, and like I say, I'm not trying to be graphic or anything like that, but literally, I mean, we've had to pull people out of trees. We've had to pull them out from underneath tractor trailers. Yeah. And because, yes, 62 is a thorough highway. So when you're riding, stay off of the yellow line. That's right. Especially in a curve. Trucks will be over that yellow line in those sharp corners. They can't help it.
So that's one thing I think about all the time, and all of us know sometimes we hug that yellow line, we're staying away from the white trash over there and this and that. And it gets pretty tight there for those tractor trailers when they come through. They're going to go over that yellow. We see it all the time. I've come around the corner and be like, damn, even though I was midway to more over to the white, it made my heart kind of stop. Yeah. Because they're coming in, and then you never know. They may come in a little hot. They may be, they may be having trouble with I've seen them have trouble with their clutches and then their brakes about that time as well, because they just came out of the hills. So one thing you guys we want to shine light on that corner. For example, you said that y'all are going to have your monitor up to such a speed.
Yes. Yeah, we're like I say, the highway department has already put up a sign there. Not exactly where I thought it was going to be, but they've got their big orange sign there that says like please drive slow or whatever it says up through there. And then when they come around that corner, there's going to be a straightaway. Yeah. Now, beyond that straightaway, we're going to set up a radar trailer there. Okay, it's going to be flashing 25 miles an hour. Yep. Okay, the reason for that is you need to be going about 25 miles an hour in that curve because it's fixing to make a hard right.
Yeah, it is.
It's basically a U-turn.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and we don't want it to surprise you. Now, in the years past, and several people that's been before, like last year and so on and so forth, we've had the trailer out there, and it has tremendously dropped down accidents because of speed.
Yeah, it just gets aware.
It's just because of speed.
Steph and I we ride this all the time. Of course, we live at Harrison. When we come through Harrison, we go through Green Forest, Bearville, then we hit Eureka, and then we go on over to Rogers. So we're riding this constantly, all the time. And we've seen from tractor trailers to cars, trucks, motorcycles, trikes, we've seen them all go off at some time. And it's, you guys, we just want to make it very clear. Even if you rode it a little bit, you know, at night, we're hanging out, it's beer and Bikes Blues BBQ, we're enjoying stuff, we're heading back to Rogers. And we want you to be in the right state of mind. And remember, if you have somebody on the rear, you know, that you got somebody else's life on the back there, and then your oncoming traffic, you got them to think about, not only yourself. And it's easy to jump on that bike when it's just us. And we're like, we're gonna ride a little hard. It's just me. We gotta remember, we're gonna affect somebody else too. It's not just us. And I've been the one to do that sometimes. I even still, you know, get on there, that's just me. But we gotta think about that, and we're just concerned because y'all see so many accidents during the rallies. And if we were to leave and say go the opposite way and go to
Up through Beavertown.
yes.
Yeah.
See?
People are going to be camping at the farm.
And we've got corners over there, and no matter where we leave here, we've got those corners that we got to deal with. Now, how many people are y'all going to have on staff during Bikes Blues and BBQ?
Close to 20 total. We got our reserves coming out. Everybody's on deck that day.
Okay.
For a couple of days there. Everybody's working.
Yeah, and that's just our department.
Okay.
That's not mentioning the sheriff's office.
Yep.
They're going to be over here. Sheriff's office has a contract with Benton County.
Okay.
Benton County may be coming a little bit over into Carroll County to help with stuff. Same thing. I mean, whether it be Berryville, State Police. I mean, it's not, even though we got a small department, which is for our population is actually pretty good size for our population, but we've got all these other departments that want to help out too, because these people have to go through all these other towns. We do have a presence. But, you know, just because they see the officers, we don't want them to freak out. We don't want them to have a good time. I mean, we have a good job. We have a job to do, but...
Okay, so that's pretty much it. You know, we're all tied a little bit. Of course, we're just doing this. Actually, you called me last week. This is cool as hell. I got to share this. So the chief of police from Eureka Springs calls our number, and I see that, and I'm like, oh, man, what the hell did I do? You know, and Steph's like, no, he's wanting to talk to you about Bikes Blues and BBQ, which was really cool because I called you. And you said you watch us and you see what we're doing and you enjoy motorcycles. And I was like, no, shit. And you ride. You ride.
Yes, sir.
We all ride. So we can cover up the badges and all that. You know, they're not our enemy out here when we're out here riding. They actually ride too, and they want us to have a good time and be safe. Because at the end of the day, like we were talking, we want this thing to continue on to be a positive thing for our community. So then we get down to the respect thing. But it just tickled me. It was so cool too, because we got on the phone and talked probably 30 minutes you know, just about bikes and stuff. So I just thought it was a really cool opportunity, guys, when we're out there. And you've seen in our videos, if you followed us or just started following us, you want to look back, you'll see me interact with officers all over the country, all the time. We just had an incident when we were leaving out of El Paso. We were about to run out of gas. I had to pull over and talk to a trooper, which they put Steph in the back of the car and followed me to the gas station. It was one of the best experiences on our trip. And then
I watched that.
Yeah, he like has a bike, and then we got into it. So really quick, you know, why the hell should we listen to our officers? Well, probably because they care for us. And don't get me wrong, though, guys. I do want to say this. I don't want you guys to be messing with our officers over here either. You know, it's a respect thing. You're rolling through, and this is my home. These are my people. These are my family.
Eureka Springs has a noise ordinance. That most of y'all could care less about the whole, you know, no Jake breaks, but that's anywhere. To kind of simplify it, you know, it's 65 decibels. Okay, well, essentially, a stock Harley at idle is breaking the sound ordinance. Okay? We know that.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean just because you're riding through, we're going to stop you. Yeah. Nothing to do with that. You've got aftermarket exhaust. Yeah, we don't care. Just don't re-rack in your pipes.
Yeah.
I know, for instance, everyone does it just because it's in their head. They want to pull up there at the light and they want to sit there and kind of pop that throttle a little bit.
I know, man. You got to keep it idling.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, it's going to die.
We know these bikes are fuel injected. It's not going to load up on you. You know, it's not like an old shovelhead you got to sit there and keep. Okay, we know that. Okay, I've actually stopped a guy and embarrassed him one time because he was acting stupid downtown, and he had his girlfriend on the back with him, and yeah, it embarrassed him a little bit because I told him, I said, listen, this is a new bike. It's fuel injected. It ain't going to load up on you. Stop.
Yep.
You know, it can be kind of annoying because listen, in the environment we're at, you know, the highway, that's one thing. When you get downtown, it's like an amphitheater down there. It's like an amphitheater. And, you know, we want the people to come here. This is a tourism-based town. But when you come down here, if, back of a better terms that everyone understands, if you play stupid games, you're going to get stupid rewards. Okay? So we want people to come here. They want us to respect. We want them to respect our community, because if we go to their community, we're going to show them the same thing. So when you're riding through downtown, and if anyone's been in any kind of rally or just been around a lot of bikes, just even if you're not messing with your pipes, just a group of bikes together is very loud. Okay? So whenever they ride through town, just remember, that's a big amphitheater through there with all the way these hills and that valley like that, and it carries. So whenever they ride, and we know they're going to want to ride, they're going to want to see the sights and everything in town. That's great. But if they could, and just picture them in their head, and you're riding through downtown. Let's say you're coming from 62, you're going downhill, you know, you go by the cat house and whatnot, and you got the little thing in Maine, and then you're going to have a little left turn that goes up Spring Street where the other shops are. Yep. What I would like to see, like I say, we can't make people do it, but, you know, if you're in a large group, go ahead and ride on down, keep going down Main Street to the train station, go up Hillside, and come down Spring.
Yes.
Because then you're basically idling down Spring. Yes. You're not having a throttle going up a hill. It's not super loud. And if anyone knows, you know, we've got buildings that are over 100 years old. And if anyone has ever grown up around an airport, you know what sound does to bricks and mortar. Okay, it cracks and breaks them. Okay, so you got 100-year-old buildings, mortars over 100 years old, that sound, it's hard on those mortars. And we've had buildings, their bricks have actually collapsed because of sound. So that's another thing. So just kind of think about some of these things. And like I say, it's the things that people don't think about, but we do because we're here.
I've never even thought about that. Like, I know our town is built in, 1700s or something like that?
Late 1800s.
Yeah, okay. So it's just a old hill town. Mm-hmm. If you guys have never been here, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, once you get here, you're going to see exactly. You're definitely going to see our old buildings. Mm-hmm. I've never thought about that at all.
Mm-hmm. And take your radios. So more or less, if an officer can hear you before they see you, you're going to get talked to. Yeah. If they holler and say, "Hey, turn it down," turn it down. Yeah. Last thing you want, we have downtown patrol. There'll be officers walking around. Mm-hmm. We got bicycle patrol as well, so they can get through the crowds if need be. Yeah.
I've noticed this too. I had this happen, maybe it was last year, but anyway, it's probably about 40 of us, and we rode from downtown and we rode up and we went to Pig Trail Remote Store. So Eureka Springs Harley Davidson's where we ended up in the parking lot. And we get off our bikes and we go walking over, and an officer pulls in. And man, he gets out of the car and he yells at us. I mean, he was just, "Hey guys, listen." And he tells us, "I cannot explain to you, turn your stereos down." He said, "If you don't turn your stereos down, I'm going to write you a ticket." Mm-hmm. And I mean, he wasn't an ass about it. He boldly just said, "Listen, I'm going to write you a ticket from now on, okay?" Mm-hmm. And everybody's like, "Okay." Mm-hmm. And that was it. And I know everybody had left. When we left, stereos was down. Mm-hmm. Which is totally, that was respect right there. He gave us a warning to let us know. Mm-hmm. You know, and once again, he probably understands. He's probably want to have a good time too. But we got to understand too, y'all got a job to do. Mm-hmm. So if you let us get away with stuff, you're going to get your ass.
Yes, sir.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's like no matter what department you go to in whatever city or something, you expect, if in your community, your officers in your community, you expect a certain thing from them.
Yep.
Okay? Just like our community. Our community expects something from us. They know this is coming in. They're not really against it, but they want to be able to sleep at night too. They have to get up and go to a job.
And there's something here, guys, that we know being here, and I'm really excited about this year. But then I'm weary of it too. We just moved Bikes Blues and BBQ from Fayetteville to Rogers. Okay, so if you guys are following any of that, know any of the history, which I think maybe Bikes Blues and BBQ and Tommy are going to be showcasing that a little bit more. I hope, because that was a hell of a deal right then. The changeover from that, and this year's a rebirth is what I've been seeing it for us and Bikes Blues and BBQ, and we really need this to go really well, and it's very important to us. So we're coming to you in the stance that we want to see this do really good because we need it. This is our home. We're proud of it. I'm proud of you guys, and I'm proud of what we're doing right now. Because most time you don't see just conversation. You just see us interacting as I am a motorcycle and you are an officer, and then we come together. There's already tensions. There's already tension, all of us on the bike, and we have to, or them coming to us. You never know if, I'll be honest, you never know if that officer's going to be an asshole, or you don't know if that guy on the bike's going to be an asshole. There could be two assholes meeting, and then you got a problem.
Yeah.
Or we could just be like, come together and be human and be cool with each other. Like, you did this, and usually I did. And I need to be like, because I'm ornery. Yeah. And then you say, don't do that. And I'm like, okay. And then go on our way. Let's just be that way, or listen to what we're saying right now. We don't even have to do that. We just, you wave at them, don't wave at them. I don't just know the rules and play by the rules. And we want this to do good once again because we need it in the community.
We do need it in our community.
Really quick, I'm going to ask both of you, vanilla or chocolate, if you had to pick. I do this a lot. Vanilla, chocolate guy.
Chocolate.
Vanilla.
Okay, well, I'm a squirrel. So, okay, and if you're riding a bike, which you are riding a bike, what are you riding?
2011 Fat Boy Low.
2016 Ultra Limited.
Okay, so, we can't knock them. They've got good taste. There's no doubt. So, once again, you guys are, I got another one. Rivers or lakes?
River.
Like
I like to see the bottom.
Say it again.
I like to see the bottom.
You like lakes, and you like to see the bottom.
Yeah.
So you want to see what's coming around that corner coming up.
You bet.
Slow down.
Slow
You
down.
don't know what's going to come around. What's your favorite place that y'all have? Do y'all do a certain ride around here that y'all like a lot? Maybe a piece of road, maybe a place y'all like to go visit or something around here that.
most, like I said, you can see local stuff. We tend to do a lot of rides over to Ozark or Jasper and stuff like that.
Yeah.
23 or 7.
Yeah.
Ponk, you get down there and go.
Yeah. Ponk is beautiful.
Go down Step Creek.
For local, I like to go out through Beavertown, cross over the wooden bridge, come around by the dam. You're out there by Keels Creek Winery, and it's just beautiful out there.
It really is, isn't it? So speaking of that too, because the official campground this year is the farm.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to be staying. We're going to be staying out there. So there's another key into this as well. That's a big factor.
Yeah. Deer.
We have a lot of wildlife.
And
Raccoons, possums, armadillos, anything.
So, and another thing, like what we're talking about there in these corners, a lot of us may ride, and we do too. We'll get out there and ride across, let's see, Colorado, and so we'll talk about Oklahoma, and South Dakota, and all this, and then we may have some edge on the side of the road, and where we may see some wildlife, and be able to kind of forecast a little bit if they're going to. Where we're from, you don't see nothing, but you see a rock or a tree, and all you see is a blur come out there. I mean, that's how it is around here. So a lot of the times when you're riding the Ozarks here, there is no warning. You don't see anything until it hits you. And then they come hard, fast, and heavy, just like we do when we ride our bike. And they come with a lot of fur. And I mean, you don't see them. And I know there's some people that don't even know what hit them when they get hit. They don't know what it was. So I know y'all work a lot of that, I'm sure.
Yeah, Sheriff's Office, State Police work a lot of those out on the highway. Here in town, obviously it's lower speed and everything, but we do work those versus bike, versus car, so on and so forth. But yeah, and then the other thing, if you live in an area where you have a lot of deer, Our deer here, yeah, they will run out in front of you, but our deer here in town, sometimes they'll just stop and look at you.
Yeah.
Because these people feed them. They're like their pets.
They're not wild.
So
No.
they're not going to run out in front of you. They're just stopped in the middle of the road looking at you.
Like a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty amazing here. Even if you get over in the Rogers area, we have friends over there, and their neighborhoods have 20, 30, 40, 50 deers out and about. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So you got to keep in mind, very, very, very high populated in whitetail. Absolutely. And then you talk about squirrel, coyote, and fawn. I mean, we've just got everything, which is so cool.
Yeah.
And then you get down in Ponca, we do have the elk and stuff like that, but I don't. We did about hit an elk this year. Steph and I did out in Nevada. That was a close call. But we're not in Nevada, thank God.
It has cooled off here. It's not as hot.
Yeah. So speaking of that, the weather looks like it's going to be amazing.
Should be beautiful.
70s,
Yep.
and now get down in the 50s, get a little chilly.
Yeah, in the morning, need a jacket.
Yes, and that's another thing. If you're riding across through here, you may leave and think you're going to be good and warm. Go ahead and take that jacket, take your gloves, whatever you want to put on your head. But when you're cutting through those hills, you get down in those valleys, little dips there, it gets cold. And
In the early morning, your windshield is going to fog up.
yes, it is. And the deer are going to be moving. They're starting to move right now. Pretty
Yep.
heavy. And hunting season just started, I believe. And so that's another thing to be cautious about. Is there anything you guys want to add to this conversation that you'd like to share with everybody? Points of interest, something that you be aware of, just anything on top of your head?
Just main thing, especially with riders, just be aware of your surroundings. What could happen. Very well, it can happen right around here, and I want everyone to have a good time. I want to be respectful of our community. Our community wants you here. They accept you, and have a great time. Just don't. In our town, people go to a lot of bike rallies. And Bikes Blues and BBQ, we want it to be a big rally. It's been big rallies, and but we want you to remember that there are families here and there are children here too.
That's right. Another thing I want to add on to that, guys, if you are going to get out and enjoy the spirits and enjoy the drink, you guys know you see stuff like close down the bars. I want y'all to think ahead. There are some Ubers and Lyfts here in town. They know us firsthand. We know them by name. You go ahead and utilize them. Make sure maybe you have that place to stay at that you can walk to. If you do get too intoxicated, park your damn bike. Call somebody. Call somebody here local. Y'all have anybody you could, I didn't even think about that. What happens if that was there?
Yeah, they have. They have. We have little Uber guys that drive around here. We see their lights at night. We've got like these little limo service that charge just like a flat fee for a ride to here to here. Fuzzy, and there's another one too. They give rides. These guys that own these bars and whatnot, and they lease these parking areas from the owners of the things. Leave your bike there.
Right.
They've got it. They know what they don't want you to drive if you've had too much.
So we don't, as a rider or motorcyclist, we don't have to, if we were drink too much and park our bike, we don't have to worry about you guys towing them.
No.
Or anything like that.
No.
I hear a lot of people say that too. Like,
No.
I don't leave my bike and get towed.
No, your bike's left there at night. We don't. No, it's not going to be towed.
Okay.
It's not going to be towed.
As long as you don't park in somebody's driveway you don't know.
Right. We don't have any control over that.
And that's another thing around here. You can do that. Don't park where people don't want you to park. You'll see them say, put little cones up and say private driveway and stuff like that. Don't park your bike there. Because that they can call the city because they get tired of people coming in and parking their spots. We deal with that. Our buddies
Yes,
live
these
here.
business owners, they pay for those spots. Don't park in them.
Yeah.
Downtown metered spots, all that other kind of stuff. I mean, after 6 o'clock, it's not charged anyway until the next morning. So you're fine. I mean, the worst thing you would do is get a $10 parking ticket.
Yes. Which is a
That's
whole lot
yeah,
better
and
than-
unless you sleep till noon, you really don't even have to worry about that. So.
Okay, let's talk about this. If somebody does go out there and get drunk, get intoxicated, they get on their bike, they ride, and you pull them over, what are you going to do to them? I mean, how does it step through? You go back there and have them blowing the breathalyzer.
Yeah, our patrolmen, I mean, they have PBTs. They're going to do field sobriety. We actually have DRTs. So,
Don't even know what that is.
it's, or DRE, sorry. But yeah, we're not going to get into all that stuff. It says for drug recognition experts.
Okay.
That's a long, drawn out deal. But I mean, these guys, I mean, this is their job. They know how to do their job. And if they've been drinking and they're out riding and they get stopped, they're going to go to jail.
Yeah.
Now, our department, we have a holding facility here at our department for regular use. Now, for this weekend, it's to my understanding, by talking with the lieutenant at the sheriff's office, who's also a bike friendly, he rides and everything too. He actually has a road glide. But they're actually going to have, lack of a better term, their paddy wagon over here.
Gotcha.
But that's for all of the deputies who are going to be working the Western District. Our county is divided into 2 districts, an Eastern and a Western. You cross the Kingsville Bridge, you're in the Western District. Different courthouse and everything.
Didn't know.
Yeah. And it's one of the only counties like that. But so they're going to have their paddy wagon over here. So whether it's their deputies, our officers, state police, whoever, if you get a DWI, we've got the machine here.
Okay.
They would do all the booking stuff and everything right here. You wouldn't stay here. They'd load you up and take you to Bearable.
Go to Barrel.
Go to Bearable.
Sheriff's office is over there.
Yeah. So that's not what we want to do.
Yeah.
That's not what we want to do because,
Well, on that hand too, what's that going to cost a person?
well, between attorney fees and court costs and everything else,
Couple
in the
$1,000 by
thousands.
the end.
Okay.
In the thousands.
Thousands of dollars.
It's
Plus
not worth it.
You
You got to
lose your
come
license.
back
motorcycle's towed.
more than once because of court.
Okay. Then you get a blow and go in your whatever you're driving. You gotta go through.
Yeah,
all
oh yeah,
that.
because it's getting towed.
Okay, you get your bike towed.
After hours. The tow fee just doubled.
And your bike being towed.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah, possibly scratched.
I know. That's
Our guys have no quota.
No.
People
Yeah.
always hear
Yeah.
that there's a
Yeah,
quota.
they're not
for
gonna get a free
tickets you got to
toaster.
write and people arrested.
If they don't get none, or if they get 10, it's the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
That's-
So compared to that $10 ticket or
Yeah.
having to get an Uber or calling somebody like, dude, I just need a damn ride or,
Exactly.
you know, talking to people, make sure, okay, or just playing the head. It could get really expensive. Not only that, I mean, you could hurt somebody or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill yourself, but that's stuff we're talking about. I know I just get a tickle out. I get because we kind of skirt around this talk, right? Because we just don't want to talk about it because we just don't want it to happen. And then I'm just going to go have a good time and it'll all be okay. But sometimes it doesn't turn out that way.
No, it doesn't.
So that's where Steph and I were telling you guys. That's what we preach all the time. Yeah, we get on a soapbox a lot, but if you're going to get out there and drink, which we do, and we will be, come drink and hang out with us, buy me a beer, our bike's going to be put up, and we're going to have that safe ride, or we're going to be in walking distance to that place where we can sleep. And we want you guys to do that too. So come over to Eureka, going back over to Rogers, come over and enjoy Eureka a little bit, hang out, eat, have a beer, chill out for a while, then go back to Rogers and take your time. That's what we're talking about, these corners, and just be prepared to take your time. Don't be in no hurry to get back to Rogers. It's still going to be there, or vice versa. If you're going to go to Rogers, hang out for a little bit of that Big Trail Harley Davidson, and you come back over here to Eureka, enjoy yourself, come back over here, and there's plenty of places. You can put your bike up. I know, like the Basin Hotel, you could stay there, and they have actual places where you can put your bike into, and it's gated, so you lock it up, and you have a key to the lock. It's cool. And there's places you can park all through here, just plan ahead a little bit and hang out, and we welcome everybody out. Have a good time.
Yeah, and like I say, even like you was talking about, I mean, they're staying here. There's plenty of things to do in town.
Oh gosh.
They're here Friday. We even got a concert Friday night at the auditorium at the who is it? Marty Stewart. Marty Stewart's going to be here Friday night. Marty Stewart. Marty Stewart concert Friday night at the auditorium, and it's not sold out.
The hell? There's no way around it. Eureka Springs is flat out one of the coolest places we know, and we've traveled to. I mean, we traveled across the country. And of course, this is home. We're proud of it, but it is. It is really cool, and like it helps to know, and it'll help everybody else to know that they're familiar with you guys. And it's something like when you come into a town, you kind of have an idea, you know, who you're going to be dealing with, or if you have any questions, you're comfortable reaching out. And you guys will answer any questions.
Yeah.
Anything.
Anything. Call up here, ask for one of us, ask any of our patrol guys. I mean, Just ask to speak with an officer. It doesn't have to be us. If the officer has a question, they're going to ask us. But we want to shoot everyone straight. We want them to come back.
Yeah,
Our
guys.
little town, I mean, we've got tons coming down. I mean, into October, they're going to have zombie crawl back again.
Oh, my God, I love
You know how big that thing was in 2019?
Love the
It's
zombie crawl.
back again this year.
Yeah, I love it. And look, this weekend is
Corvettes.
Corvettes.
Yeah.
And then the farm is having Hillberry go on. So there's something going on all the time over here. And you guys are used to it.
That's what we do.
Yeah. and you
This
guys-
is our
We want it.
this is our
Bring it.
life.
Yeah. So, I guess in closing, guys, it all boils down to this. Y'all come to the Ozarks, the Bikes Blues BBQ, hang out with us, have a good time, because we want to make sure you have a good time. So you come back next year and hang out with us.